Cronin Toyota and Cronin Nissan are honored to partner with Proudly We Served, as well as the continued support of our local active and retired military veterans across eastern Indiana.
I'm Al Bledsoe, Veterans of Foreign War, Post 1108.
I'm Ron Chappell, Chaplain for the Vietnam Veterans, Post 777 here in Richmond, and co-host with Al here at Proudly We Served. Our guests today are Eric Koren, General Manager for Cronin Toyota, and David Thiemann? Thiemann, okay. And he is the sales manager.
Yes.
General sales manager.
General sales manager. Nickname Chop.
Nickname Chop, yep.
Ex-Navy guy, right? Yeah.
Okay, so we're glad to be here today, especially with Cronin Toyota, and enjoy the beautiful showroom that we have and all the people we have. Nice. Before we get started, I feel like we need to remember George H.W. Bush. His funeral is Friday, I believe. Yeah. A great warrior, a great troop. Yeah. And that's kind of what this show's all about, is veterans. So with that, let's go right to Eric. And Eric, let me ask you a question.
Sure, Al.
Why Cronin and why Richmond?
Well, Cronin organization has been in business since 1945 down in Cincinnati, Ohio. We started in North Side down there, and the family has been on the 4th generation, now going to the 5th generation. And we've been looking to expand, and Richmond was a great location. You know, we understand this demographics and the business very well. Our Ford and Kia store are just down an hour south in Harrison, Ohio, right on the border, just like this store is. So when the opportunity presented itself to have a Toyota Nissan store, we jumped at the opportunity, and we thought Richmond would be a great place to start.
Well, that's great. Dave, how did you come on board with Cronin?
Came on board. Eric and Chevis, the other managing partner, were looking for someone to help come rebuild this location, and it was a great opportunity to come out here and build up a Toyota Nissan store, which I've had background the last several years working with Toyota and Nissan in Cincinnati dealerships. So kind of wanted to come out here and rebuild this location and make it great again.
You know, Al has really built you guys up in terms of your support for veterans. You know, where did that come from? Why such a focus on veterans? Is it something?
Well, it wasn't something that we've always done in the past. I mean, of course, we're here to serve, as all of us are. But more importantly, Al let us know how important it was in the community here in Richmond. And Richmond was a lot different than Harrison, Ohio. We didn't have the just the population density of veterans in our previous dealerships. And Al explained to us how big it is up here.
Yes.
You know, you have a lot of, you have Bright Patch just over in Dayton and a lot of other bases around here. So Al said, this is really a great opportunity for you to help some veterans. And we said, you know what, that's what we're here for.
That's all right.
And I think that it's got to be said that, and I tell everybody that this dealership, Eric and Chop both have been very supportive of the veteran community. They've always let us do whatever we need to do in the community. So they've been real supportive, and that kind of makes my job a little bit easier when I got a good company behind me, that I know that if I say something out there, that they're going to stand behind what I say.
He's a good PR man, I tell you that.
He's not a bad PR man.
He's a good PR
So, Chop, what is it like to hire veterans? We hire veterans. Somebody explain to that process.
Well, not only veterans, but we also have a lot of reserve guys that are on our crew here and down in Cincinnati. I believe we have 3 at the Cincinnati location. Our parts manager, Chris, he's on his 4th deployment back to DC. He does the air guard there with the Army. He's our parts manager. He leaves for a year. His wife promises him that she won't kill him when he comes back, because he leaves her with 4 children at the house.
Goodness. Yeah.
So, but he comes back each year. Our parts department continues to grow. Our guys are very supportive of him leaving and make sure that his spot is still there when he returns.
That's awesome.
Adam Mingus, Dave's partner up there in the sales tower, did 4 years also, and Dave's also a veteran of the.
Yep, did my 3 years in the Navy back in the early '90s and stuff. Actually, I got a active duty Marine Corps gentleman that's just with us that just came back from weekend duty. We've had several prior we basically got Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. I mean, we cover every branch on that part. I mean, it's a very big part of our community. I'm a very firm believer, coming from the military and law enforcement background, that those groups are law enforcement, military, police, fire, EMS, are a very big group of our community that are left behind and not taken care of. And I feel it's a very big, important part that we take care of our veterans, police, fire, and all those branches. I mean, to me, that's the core of what we need to do, is take care of our people.
You know, you're absolutely right. It's percentage-wise, represent a very small portion of population nationally. But in terms of national significance, extremely important for the security of our country and for our communities. I don't think people realize that, and what it costs those of us who serve in terms of, family, being away from family, some suffer from PTSD and other kinds of things that are incurred, in that service. And I am a firm believer that society ought to be more than willing to provide veterans with something special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think the dealership takes every opportunity they can to help a veteran. If a veteran comes in here and it's a giveaway if they're wearing a black hat, like some people I know. So if they're wearing a black hat, I try to make a point to come up and talk to them and see what they're doing and have them sign we have a little registrar over here that we have the veterans sign in. So it's a good thing to point out veterans, and sometimes they feel a little more comfortable because you can kind of meet them on their ground, if you know what I mean. You don't have to talk about them, you can talk to them.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you now, wearing this black hat, I was sitting in a restaurant one time and this guy looked over and he saw my hat, right? So he comes over and he asked me about my service. He picks up my check and he pays for my meal. So I wore my black hat here just in case somebody saw my black hat and might want to throw something.
Are you asking these guys for free? There's nothing free around here. Seriously, it looks like to me, from just seeing it, looks like our veterans that work here are pretty disciplined guys. They're pretty, they're on time. I wouldn't say they're on time every time, but Eric could.
Al, if they're not on time, you make sure they are.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Because Al says, I vouch for you, you're going to be here.
Okay.
So it's kind of a crazy world out here. But seriously, the dealership to me has done just an excellent job of promoting veterans in the community. Tell us a little bit more about your history. Your grandfather, you told me he was in World War II.
Yes, there's been a few family members. We're going to go back to World War II. My father did not serve in Vietnam. He was in college at the time. His number did come up, but as he was in school for 5 years, and apparently back then, as long as you maintained a C average, you stayed in school. He was for engineering down at University of Cincinnati. So he did not. Now, both of my grandfathers did serve in World War I, or II. Sorry, not one, not that old.
Okay.
My grandfather on my mom's side, John Nordmeyer, he passed away last year about this time. He was 92. He was at D-Day. He landed 4 hours after the original invasion. He was a medic on one of the ships parked sideways on there. So he said he went back and forth about 30 times. So he was very proud to see the memorial that we have up here and the resignation.
Great,
Al, tell us a little bit about this.
This is awesome.
Well, this was here before, when we came up here. It was we're on a side wall in the corner. It wasn't necessarily the way you would represent it. So who helped us out with this?
It all started with our sign over here that says "Welcome Veterans." That's kind of where it all started. Being a Vietnam guy, the need that we needed to have a Vietnam flag up. So I put a flag up, and then veterans started coming in and wanted their flag up. They wanted the Iraq flag up. They wanted Somali's flag up. They wanted all that stuff up. So I had them just kind of, I'm going to say, hanging there. And then one day, Eric came to me and thought we ought to try to straighten them up some. Okay. And the end result is they're all on frames. They're all stretched. They're all as close as they can be to square. Some of the flags are a little bit bigger. But it's kind of a conversation piece with veterans when they come in. And then we created a sign-in log for veterans as they come in. They can sit down over here. It's also stacked with information from the Dayton VA. Anything they need to know about the veteran community, we can fulfill that right here. It's kind of almost a mini extension of what CBOC or the clinic does. Yeah. I do the same thing here. If I see veterans, I'm passing out information so they'll have it. So, and they've been good enough to let me, if you will, have this space with the sign-in book. So veterans are pretty much, and it seems like we're attracting more veterans. We're starting to see more veterans come in.
Well, when you walk in, when I walked in, I didn't see this right away. And as I walked this way and I saw this, right away I felt welcomed as a veteran. I said, wow, these guys are really, you know. So, are there any special incentives for veterans?
Yeah, Toyota and Nissan do have, if you're active duty programs, they do have special rebates and stuff. Personal incentive is I take care of most of my military personnel, doing something extra for them. I feel more of a benefit of giving them something from us than from the factories. But Toyota and Nissan do give incentives out there. It does require you to bring in your DD-214 or your military ID card and the LES statement to qualify for those programs, and then you have to end up financing the vehicle either through Nissan or Toyota. So the factories do give you incentives to do that, but I like to do the incentives personally myself. Less paperwork for our veterans to have to come up with, because as we know, there's a lot of paperwork for any time we do anything for the military to get qualified through the VA or any type of benefits. It's like we're paperwork out to Central. So my goal is to try to make it as easy and simple as possible, less paperwork, easy, good experience, and know that they're taken care of in the long run. So.
Yeah, well, you know, military, you know, you're used to paperwork.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Well, he really does that, though. I mean, seriously, I've been around a lot of guys, but he is quick on this finance business. If it's a veteran, I'll come to him usually and tell him he's dealing with a veteran. And that's where the dealership comes in, and the dealership discounts that car as much as they possibly can, realizing we have to make a profit. That's how we pay light bills.
That's right.
That's how we have television programs.
We have a we have a significant retired population, military retired population. Does that apply to them as well?
Certain programs and stuff do, but like I said, we'd much rather take care of them ourselves and give them the discounts. The factories don't. It's not a big discount from the factories. It's usually like $500 on that. But you know.
What Dave's saying is from time to time, the manufacturer during holiday events, whether it be Memorial Day or Labor Day, you know, they will throw out additional incentives to thank active and retired military through their programs, through the manufacturer, whether it be Toyota or Nissan. What Dave's saying is it's always time for a military person, and we will make that time. There's extra incentives from time to time through the manufacturer, but Dave himself prides making sure every veteran gets the best deal out there, because he's one of his own people. He'd like to take care of them.
Well, this program has a rather wide viewing geography, space, and all that. Let's tell the folks where you guys located. I mean, I know, but you want to invite them and tell them.
Well, you get on I-70. You get on I-70, and before you hit the border, you stop.
Okay, that's it.
Well, you can't beat the showroom. I mean, we've got over 75 cars inside the showroom.
This is nice.
So no matter if it's raining, it's sunny, it's windy, it's cold, and we're ready to roll into December here. We've got 75 cars in the showroom. Al works everyone, makes sure that they're all standing tall and represented good. We leave a nice room back here. But we're at 5601 National Road, exit 156A or B, whichever way you're coming from. Can be just about anywhere. Indianapolis in 1 hour, Cincinnati in 1 hour. We're pretty centrally located. There's not another Toyota or Nissan store within about an hour from here.
Wow.
And I know this is an import brand, both Toyota and Nissan, but you know, a majority of the Toyotas are built right here in the USA. You've got the Toyota Camry built down in Georgetown, Kentucky, the Highlander built in Indiana. Both trucks come down from Texas. So this is actually a very, very made in the USA type of car.
It's kind of important to veterans, too.
Slightly.
Absolutely.
Great. All right. So what about hours?
The service department opens up at 8 a.m. and is here until 6 o'clock. Sales opens up at 9 and is here until 8 o'clock, or till 10 o'clock last night we were here. So whether there's someone here, we're going to be here. We are closed on Sundays, but every other day we're here.
That's great.
That's kind of something that's really unusual about, because you have set hours. I've never, because I've never done the car business before, but I've learned real quick that these guys know no hours. To say they close at 8 o'clock, and like he said last night, till 10 o'clock, and sometimes it just, even the early nights that we close, we find ourselves, or they find themselves here late. I try to stay late on Friday night to help shut down things and things like that. So, how's business been, Chop? Tell us about how the business has been good.
It's been great. I mean, like I said, to watch the growth of this store and the location and the response from the community has been outstanding.
Yeah.
Like I said, we stay steady. We're always looking for more. I mean, like I said, but like I said, it's very happy. It's great to see the response from the community, from everybody out here, and just and the continuous growth of the store. The sites are unlimited for what we can do, and we look to grow with you guys out here in Richmond as we keep on getting better and better every day. I mean, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to grow with everybody, but we're here to make things right and have it the best experience possible. So,
and that Al, that's where you came in, and is in preaching to all the young guys who came in, with your background in the military, and then owning and operating your own business, which I think the military had a great impact on people with their work ethic. So I'll make sure that we have younger guys, whether they're in the military or not in the military. Al brings a whole nother level of respect and why we're actually here. We're not here for ourselves. We're here to serve the public and serve our employees. It's one of the biggest things that me and Dave and Al pride ourselves on, is whether it's the employee or the customer, what we feel is if we treat our employees the best that we possibly can treat them, they're going to automatically give our customers the best experience. And that's where Al comes in with his background, and Dave with his background in the military. Is you're here first to serve.
Yes.
Everything else will take care of itself, and that's a really good thing.
That's good. And I notice now, if I'm in a rush, I'm getting off work, I want to come and look at a car, but I'm hungry. I know you got that. Is it just coffee, or is it coffee and food?
We've got the cafe down there. We've got the vending option down there, and of course, we've got a lot of great restaurants in Richmond, Indiana. Al tells me which ones are the good ones.
Yeah.
We have a lot of restaurants.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do.
Do you know, serving the military population and a lot of the retired individuals out there, if it takes for us to come and get their car at their house and pick it up and then return it, we have a shuttle service available. A lot of guys may not, their vehicle might be very specific to them because of something that had happened to them in the past.
Right.
And we don't want them to have to be, get into a rental car that might not have the option. So what we're able to do is a lot of the times just stop at the house, pick up the car, do the service needed to the vehicle, and then return it to them.
Yes.
And if they need be, we can also shuttle them around. Dave does a great job. He'll drop you off just about anywhere you want to go.
Okay.
Last week he was a young lady, we'll say. She needed to stop at the post office and the grocery store on her way home, and Dave sat in the parking lot for her.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, something that
We don't let Al drive customers home. He drives too fast.
Okay, yeah. I've ridden with Al.
Everybody says I drive fast, but I do drive the speed limit. I do not break the speed limit.
Okay.
I do ride the speed limit pretty close.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is this has been a good ride for me at Cronin, Toyota, Nissan, and the way that prior people run the place and the way Cronin did. Something that was said to me back when they were taken over back in May, maybe April, when I first met a guy named Pat Cronin. And Pat and I sat down and had a talk, and he said, you know, at the end of the day, reputation is everything. He said, we can try to sell every community, the veteran community, all of them, but at the end of the day, veterans and everybody buys based on reputation more than anything else. That meant something to me then, but as we fast forward here now, getting close to 2 years, it's everything. When you go out, like I'm out a lot in the community, and it means a lot to me to know that the company behind me has a reputation and something that I can, I don't have to worry about promising something or saying something, because these guys will back me up. And as a veteran, you know, you always got to have somebody in the back. You always got to have to have a point man, but you also have to have people in the back that they're willing to support you and stand behind you in everything you do. And so it's been a good ride, and these guys just keep growing. Especially, I want to grow more into the veteran community. We're already, I think, doing some, but we're not doing probably what we need to be doing. So it'll be good. Just keep it steady, as we used to say.
Yeah, I think as the information gets out there and people see this program, here we are at the facility here. You know, we're not just talking about it from the station. We're actually here. You know, and I'm telling you, I just feel welcome as a veteran, and I'm tell you that really touched me when I saw that display of flags, and it meant something to me. You know, you don't see that. You just don't see it. You know, I can't think of, and not degrading anyone, put anybody down, but I can't think of another company in this area that would have anything even close to this. You know. So
that all that goes to Al. Al did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have going on the next, Christmas and the holidays are rolling up? What kind of stuff do you have going on with the veterans during the next 30 or 60 days?
Well, we have a Christmas dinner at the VFW. It's going to be the 22nd of December. That's well attended. In fact, you guys are welcome to come.
Oh,
to that
yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah.
It's on Saturday, usually about 6 o'clock, I think, is when it starts. That's a good thing. We have VVA. We have all these different meetings through the month. Ron is the chaplain at Vietnam Veterans, and we meet once a month. And that's also a pitch-in type dinner type situation.
Oh, yeah.
The VFW
Pitching starts at 6.
VFW has a meeting every week, which I don't go to every meeting, but they have a meeting every week, and then they have the big meeting once a month.
Like December, out at the fairground.
At the Kuhlman Center,
Yes.
December the 8th,
Yes.
There is a veterans dinner for all veterans. Supposed to register by November 17th. Did you do that? You probably didn't.
No, I didn't.
So you're
But she
supposed
knows
to
I'm coming.
Yeah.
She knows I'm coming. I've
So
talked to her.
that's December 8th, and that's for all veterans. That's at 5 o'clock on December 8th at the Kuhlman Center. And that's a good time where a lot of veterans show up. In fact, we have a lot of people from out of town show up. So.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a great event.
Yeah.
So
And to ring in the new year, what do you have planned?
nothing specific. For me, at church I'll be doing something, but we don't have anything planned, do we?
No. We usually have a get together, and there's about 8 couples. We usually get together.
I don't know if I want to be around a bunch of veterans when the fireworks go off. You know what I'm saying?
They just add to it, so they do. So.
And I'm so happy. You know, Al is just absolutely methodical. I said, is he going to make it here today? Al, you had a pretty big event that happened last night.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up, but I have my first great-grandchild last night at 9:01.
Well,
So
Granddaughter, right?
yeah, granddaughter, yeah, and we're excited
Very
about
excited.
that. Hopefully she'll have a name here before long.
Yes, no name yet.
No name yet. So that's because he asked me this morning what her name was, and I said, I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because they haven't named her yet. We're getting ready to shut down here the program. So Chuck, give us a good final close down statement about Cronin and veterans.
Like I said, we're always going to be here for you guys. You need to come see us. I'm always sitting at the front of the building when you come in and see me. Come introduce yourself. I'm always happy to talk to a veteran. And like I said, I'm here to help. And we're here to help. We're not going nowhere. We're just here to help grow and support everybody in this community and the veterans. So it's a very big, important part to us. So we appreciate everything that
Eric,
you guys
you want to
do.
give us a closing statement too?
You know, what Al said is we are here to serve, and whether you are active, retired, and you know, military background brings such a huge asset to our company. So we're extremely excited to hire any military person.
All right, hey, we got to go, folks. And again, thanks for watching Proudly We Serve.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Cronin Toyota and Cronin Nissan are honored to partner with Proudly We Served, as well as the continued support of our local active and retired military veterans across eastern Indiana.